Okay, so today is day 13 out of 21, I believe. I haven't been super fixated on the days just because I figure that I'm going to do the 21 and I know the end date, possible end date, I should say, and it will come when it comes. But anywho, so this evening I'm not really feeling my best, and I didn't update the last couple days because I was just having a pretty crummy time. I got sick earlier in the week and it just was not fun, and I'm finally getting past it, but it was sort of just a bad combination where I got this cold and then I wasn't sleeping well because of feeling so poorly. My throat was hurting and it was like my head was just not doing well, and it just sort of seemed like a domino effect. And then I was going to work and it was just pretty miserable actually. And I also got behind on my hydration when I was feeling that way, and I wasn't drinking enough electrolytes. So now I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better, and I'm wanting to just focus on recuperating and getting my electrolytes back on track and just sort of getting back to a place where I'm feeling okay. And so I've had a few things on my mind, I guess, these last couple of days, and one of them has just been the topic of being focused while fasting on a variety of things. I think that's really helped me to keep myself busy and keep my mind occupied. And the thing about fasting and eating is I think that food or planning around meals is a huge part of most people's lives, and it fills up quite a bit of time. And so when you take out that piece, it sort of leaves this void. And for me at least, there are moments, of course, where I've definitely felt more irritable, and I've felt things like on an emotional level pretty strongly, like I was saying in my other video, where I'll either be very happy or I'll feel pretty down. And so not having food kind of there as a buffer really makes you face what you're feeling, I think. And for me, I've recognized that I do need to work on maybe my level of irritation towards loved ones. At least this last week, I don't feel like it's usually an issue, but this last week I've certainly felt like it's been easy to be a little bit grouchy and snappy towards people I care about, and I don't want to be that kind of person. So that's something I've definitely felt like I need to work on, and it's been sort of brought to my awareness. And some of it is like just a matter of just choosing not to be that person, even if you feel irritable. But yeah, so there's that. But I have also been really aware of the fact that staying busy and keeping my mind occupied is a really positive thing during this, and praying and reflecting is also really good. So in this time, I've kind of came to some realizations, which are just wanting to open up my horizons creatively. I want to get more into certain things. I've educated myself a lot on some dietary things when it comes to metabolic damage and healing that, and fitness, and just sort of creating a plan for when I finish this. And I feel really inspired. And in the past, I've done fasts where I've sort of just looked at it not really in terms of the journey, but the goal, where I'm like, oh, get this done. And this has been a very different experience where I genuinely feel at peace with it, and I feel inspired and happy to be doing this. And it's really empowering to know that I'm not just being controlled by my urges. And I think so much of life, modern life, is just based on like instant gratification. There's such an easy come, easy go mentality, and so it's a really good thing in a way to be able to look at it and go, yeah, this sucks right now. Sometimes I'm having deep lows, and I can get through it, and I'm not gonna just go off of whatever I feel in the moment. It's also sort of made me reflect on like, what are my bigger picture goals? What I want? Where do I see my life? What kind of life do I want for myself, and how can I make that happen? And what things do I want to learn, and what do I want to apply myself to? So I think fasting is a great time to reset. The other thing is I think it resets your sense of taste. I definitely have dealt with a little bit of a sugar addiction in terms of like honey, for instance. I don't eat a lot of, like, I don't eat processed sugar, but I love honey in my coffee and my tea, and I'd find myself craving it. And your tastes do change based on what you eat and what you're consuming. So I think it's a great way to reset your taste. I think it's a great way to reset your mindset and focus on goals and figure out, pray and reflect and figure out sort of what you want in the bigger picture. And I think that controlling and harnessing the mind is so powerful, and not being a slave to all your emotions and momentary urges. When I think about modern society in today's day and age, it's like, I think about, okay, you look at dating and it's this mindset of, oh, if you're not happy with this person, then you can break up with them and find new, like, hundreds of potential partners in a matter of minutes through dating apps or the internet. And it's like you look around you and you see there's sort of like sparkling looking relationships, and it's this grass is greener mentality where it's very much so easy come, easy go. And I believe good things in life are worth working hard for. And I think pain sometimes is an indicator of progress. And when I look at all the important things that have happened in my life, a lot of them, not all of them, but most of them came with some work and effort and striving. And I think relationships suffer because of that mindset of easy come, easy go. And I think that our attention spans suck now. Like, I know for me, I used to read like crazy when I was a child because I didn't have a TV. I wasn't allowed to, we didn't have one in our home, and I wasn't allowed to, so I read a lot. And now I still love reading, but I find myself having a hard time just being still and focusing because I'm so used to like the internet, and you click and it's like, even if I'm reading or an article, it's just this immediate boom, boom, boom. And when you look at our culture, and it's like, you can order food and have it in half an hour at your house. You can go pick it up anywhere. You go to a grocery store, there's endless options available. And creates this haze of unconsciousness where people aren't aware of what they're eating, they're not aware of their choices, they're not being careful in their dating life, they're not, there's not like a high value being placed on things, and everything's coming so quickly to people that it's the instant gratification, the primal area of our brain that's constantly being activated. And so for me, it feels really, really good to tap out of that and to have to sit still and ground myself and recognize, yeah, this sucks in moments and sometimes it's hard, but you're doing this for a bigger purpose. And to reflect on what I really want and to reflect on some of these things are really good. And so those are my thoughts for the day. I think, just to summarize, educating yourself, learning things. For me, my other thoughts on the health aspect is like, I think sleep is huge while fasting. I think that keeping yourself motivated can be very good to continue to educate yourself or watch videos. I haven't struggled at all in terms of feeling like I'm going to break the fast, because I'm just not, like, unless something drastic happens, I certainly will go to day 21 and maybe continue on depending on how I'm feeling. But continuing to educate, motivate yourself, and just reflect, be present, it's huge. And right now, I'm not feeling my best because I really did sort of damage my hydration levels this last week, slacking on electrolytes and sleep and so on. And I think it's important, though, to include, I mean, not that anyone's watching this, but even for myself, I think it's important to include the moments that aren't so great, because sometimes those moments are really important because you can push through them and you can move past them. Yeah, if anyone else is watching this, I hope you are doing great. Blessings to anyone who's watching this. And I'm going to film another one. I was kind of irritated because I bought a little tripod and I have no idea where it is. And that's another thing. I really want to work on organization. But I don't know where it is, and it's kind of frustrating to have to, like, I have my phone propped up on a pillow, and I apologize for the lighting. It's not great, and I've only been able to really film in the evenings just because my days have been really busy. So I think that's a goal for tomorrow, is I'm going to get a little tripod if I don't find mine, just so it's a better angle, and work on creating some videos, even just for myself, for my own documentation, that aren't quite so atrocious, not dark, dingy, quiet, whatever. The other thing is I have to talk kind of quiet because I live in an apartment and there's neighbors downstairs, so I don't want to be screeching. Not that I usually don't talk that loud, but yeah. I'm done rambling. I will film another another video soon, and I'm out.